So, 10 things every wife needs to do for her husband.
10?
10, right. It shouldn't even be a number on that. But I don't even know I don't know what the video is, so I'm not agreeing just yet. I just like the title. I'm not gonna agree with the video because she may be like something off the wall. I don't know. Whatever it is. But we're gonna check this video out, man, and have a discussion, all right? So if y'all new to the channel, man, appreciate y'all for showing up, coming to support. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's check the video out. Here we go.
Hola muchachos, welcome! Today I just wanted to do a sit-down talking video. If you're new to my channel, you may not know that I'm a wife. I haven't actually been married that long. I'm getting close to 4 years, but I have to say...
4 years.
Salute.
No. Absolutely salute. Salute. That's still like, some people be like 1 year. I've been married for 2 years. Like, man, it's still new, still early.
Yeah, absolutely. It's still early, but geez, just to make that one, that's like an accomplishment.
I agree. Somebody tell me what's the stat? Like, what's the average like life expectancy of marriages these days? Because, you know, back in the days, like our grandparents and stuff, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years wasn't nothing.
True.
These days, so it might be what she said, 4.
Day one of you becoming a wife, you are already learning the tools of being a good wife, learning about your husband. I remember literally like day one, or I guess day after, being married to Kieran and already realizing some of his expectations that he had for me to fulfill in his life, and realizing ways that I can better our relationship, better our life together. So even though in the grand scheme of things, I mean, Lord willing, 4 years of marriage isn't a very long time, I feel like I've learned a lot, and Lord knows I'm still learning lots. I'm always learning about what it takes to be a good wife to your husband. So this video,
You say something?
Mm-mm.
Something you had to say? Nah, say it to the crowd. Something you had to say? Huh?
Mm-mm.
I heard you little good Lord.
Mm-mm.
Smart comment.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to talk about 10 things that I really do believe every wife needs to do for her husband. And like, just a disclaimer.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Sorry.
Everyone is different. Wives are all different. Husbands are different. People are put into different situations. But this is just basic stuff that I have learned as a wife. When I do these things or when I don't do these things, I see an impact in my marriage. I do want to start more of just a sit-down talking wife series, just sharing about what I'm going through, what I'm doing for Kieran, and just stuff like that, because like I said, I'm always learning and there's always stuff happening in my marriage, and a lot of the time I want to share it with a lot of people, and usually I just kind of share it with some of my close friends or my sister. But here on this platform, I have a huge ability, and I even would call this a huge blessing, to share what I know, to share what I've learned the hard way. I'm not a perfect wife whatsoever. You can ask Kieran that. But I literally strive every single day to be the wife that Kieran needs me to be. I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you're a wife or soon to be married, or you've been married for like ever, let me know what's up with you down below, and let me know what you do. Just tell me one thing you do for your husband that your husband really appreciates, whether he knows it or not. So
What do I do that you really appreciate?
Can we say it on here?
Oh, no.
we're gonna go ahead and get started. I remember growing up, even being like 4, 5, and 6, and hanging out at like family functions or church functions or groups or whatever, and I'd see a man and a woman, and I would just think of them as that, and would have no idea they were actually married, because they showed no signs of physical affection towards each other. I would never see them even hug or hold hands or lean into each other, or even just like sit beside.
I don't think we have an issue with that. Our kids cannot stand us being loving and affectionate. Oh my God, especially the youngest son. If he see me hug or kiss on her, he comes get in between us. It's like he cannot stand it.
Automatically.
So we go above and beyond to royally aggravate him. We over the top with our love and affection, bro. It's just, it's all.
Just got to.
each other. I encourage you as a wife that absolutely behind closed doors, touch your husband. I really do think it's important to have an intimate physical relationship with your husband, but all the more so when you're in public and when you're with people.
Why I gotta be only behind closed doors though?
Oh, you want me to touch you now?
Y'all give us some minute. No.
Go.
I'm not talking about like intense PDA because that's uncomfortable for everybody. But I mean things like sitting beside your husband, leaning into your husband, holding your husband's hand, touching your husband. It's all very important. Guys are huge into physical touch. Most guys are. And the guys that aren't don't realize how to take it in and work with it. But when you touch your husband in public, you're not just touching him and making him feel good. You're showing everyone around that, hey, this is my husband and I am crazy about him. You're giving that guy tons of self-confidence. There is nothing like being married to a very confident man. So I encourage you, embrace your husband in public. Next, I want to talk about respecting your husband. And this is a huge
RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. RESPECT.
Really?
Sorry.
huge thing that is so key to an awesome marriage relationship. Guys need respect more than anything else. They need respect more than love. That's just how guys are. That's how they're wired. So as wives, as soon as we go the opposite direction and decide to not put our trust in them, to see them as incapable, to belittle them, you're gonna find your husband being absolutely defeated. And trust me, you don't want to be married to a defeated man. That is a horrible feeling that affects you, that affects your kids if you have them, and obviously it affects him. As a husband, will make him go ahead and second guess a lot of things that don't need to be second guessed. He should have full confidence knowing my wife really respects me and she realizes who I am and my role as a husband. Wives, respect your husbands. It's biblical, it's in the Bible. And the more that I really work on respecting Kieran, the more affection I get from him, joy I just get from him in his everyday life. Respect is huge for guys. As a wife, we need to be our husband's confidant, just like they are to be ours. Guys don't spill their emotions very easily, but that one time a year when your husband needs to talk to you or just vent or something's been on his mind and he's just going crazy, stop and listen to him and don't say anything till he's done. One of the biggest blessings a wife can do for her husband is to just listen and say, okay, or further help him out if you really feel like.
You listen?
Nah. Nah, I don't agree.
Oh boy.
I listen sometimes. 10%.
Like, I know I got a short attention span, bro. Like, you got all of about
2 seconds.
Dang, that's 2 seconds, bro. Come on, man. I at least give me about 3 minutes.
Seconds.
3 minutes. I listen.
2 seconds.
3 minutes.
2 seconds.
Really? That's it. That's it. Oh, but you be like you come in and you dump. Like you dump like a lot of stuff that you had up here for some time, bro. How you expect me?
Because you only last 2 seconds.
Man, it'd be hard to keep focused, bro. Like, yo.
2 seconds.
Like, yo.
2 seconds.
How am I supposed to maintain focus?
It's like 51st dates every day. Crazy. It's crazy.
Like he needs it. And in that, what he tells you is not to be shared amongst your girlfriends or your mom or your other wife friends.
That's huge. That's huge.
She dropped a gem.
That was a gem right there. Pick up what she just put down. Please pick up what she just put down. Like, that would save so many relationships, bro.
Yes.
Like, if you kept, because you don't realize how bad, and I know y'all have heard us say this before, but misery loves company.
Yes.
That is real. That is super real. You think you're confiding in somebody who really is listening to you and want, no, they're actually happy that you're going through something and they want you to be there with them because they're going through something.
Or just to add to it.
Yeah.
You're like, girl, girl, oh, you shouldn't have let him do that.
Exactly.
He needs to know that his heart and what's on his mind and his secrets are safe with you. The more you have this attitude towards your husband, kind of pouring himself out and venting himself to you, the more he'll be willing to do it and the more trust and security he'll put into you. And that is just a huge blessing and something really exciting for a wife to have in her husband. This one is huge. Know what your husband's love language is and feed it.
I have to give Queen credit for that. I had no idea what a love language was. I had no idea that was even a thing. She came in there one day just like, you know how y'all women come in there sometime with them tests. You know, you come in there with take this quiz, take this couples quiz. Let's see if we pass this couples quiz.
Wait a minute.
Don't
How y'all women, like,
no, for real. Y'all come in there with those quizzes, bro. The quizzes.
Okay.
The quizzes. But you did come in there that time and was like, take this love language. And we figured out our love language. And we still, to this day, we know it. You'll throw it up. You'll be like, all right, you know my love language. I need time. Time. It's my time. You done gave everybody else their time. The boys got their time. The dogs got their time. YouTube got their time. Stock market got its time. Like, no, it's my time now. I need time. Time and attention.
Yep. And you get yours.
Yeah.
What is yours?
Gifts. I like gifts.
Rotten self.
I like gifts. My name's Jeff.
Jeff?
My name's Jeff.
Oh, wow.
We gotta watch 21 Jump Street.
Oh, my gosh.
When I first got married to Kieran, I knew that his love language was physical touch and closeness. And I knew that mine wasn't. And it still to this day, it's not. But if I withhold anything of physical touch and closeness with Kieran, I'm not giving him what he needs. I'm not showing him his way of showing love to people. And I'm depriving him of such a huge, enormous way to show him that I love him. When I pass Kieran, I touch Kieran. If he's sitting on the couch and I have time, I'll sit on the couch next to him. If we're just walking side by...
Man, if you walk past me, I'm like, tap you on the butt. You know what I mean? That's all affectionate stuff. I do that throughout the day.
Yes, you do.
A lot.
Yes, you do.
Over a lot.
Yes, you do.
Hey, man.
You do.
Hey, you walk past me. Bow.
Yes.
Hey, girl.
But sometimes that hand is heavy. Like, that this is me, not the kids. And that hand come in with like too much. And it's like, pow. And I'm like, whoa. So, yeah.
And the boys can't stand when I do that either.
No.
They can't stand it. So I do it even more.
all.
I do it even more.
Side by side, holding Kieran or holding his hand. This makes the guy go crazy. If you don't know what the 5 love languages are, I can link some sort of an article down below, but I encourage you to find your husband's love language and absolutely fuel it on an everyday basis. On the other note, sometimes your husband needs space.
Whew. She dropping gems. She is dropping gems.
She's decoding things.
She's dropping gems.
She's breaking it down.
Yes, she's dropping gems right now. One thing about us we figured out, like early on, it's important to be together, but it's important to have that space too, bro. Like being up on each other all day and up on no.
You don't like me up on
No,
you?
like that's different. No. That's different. But that's different. But yeah, you gotta have that space, bro. That's very important. So the way our house is set up, right? She has her office all the way upstairs.
Yep.
My cave is all the way downstairs. And we meet in the middle sometimes.
We meet up for lunch.
We meet up for our lunch.
I have lunch in his office. Sometimes he has lunch in my office.
You know what I'm saying? So we have...
Or we go out.
Yeah, we do. But we have that space apart where she can go in her office and lock her door, zone out, put her music on, have her headphones on, and get to it. Me, I'm in here grinding away. So that time is important. That helps. Like, that helps.
Especially with kids, sometimes Kieran can come home and feel like, oh, there's stuff that needs to be done because kids are at his feet and I'm making dinner and something happened with the kids and he needs to step in. When you have the ability to give your husband space, when you really feel like he needs it, and you should know, my husband needs space right now, give him space. Don't suffocate him. What I've learned with Kieran, when he comes home, if you need to shower, Kieran, go ahead and shower. Kieran, I know it's Saturday morning, go ahead and sleep in, I got the kids. Instead of always putting these expectations on him to be with us, stay close.
But that works both ways. It don't, like, I hope she's not making people feel like she's just the only person giving him space. Like, no, I give her space and let her go off and do, or her go get your nails done and I'm here with the boys, or go out and get massage, or go out and, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is she needs to go do, or just be in the house by herself. Yeah. And I have the boys. Or she has on her calendar, when do you check out? Saturday? What is it, Friday or Saturday? Is Daddy and Sons figure out dinner? Friday and Saturday, Daddy and Sons. So we figure out dinner and all kind of stuff like that. So we have like
duty.
Like, and when she go off, like what Bernie Mac say, when she break, she break. Anybody seen Caleb?
Off duty. Don't ask me what we eat.
Don't ask her for
none of that.
She'll look at you like you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Stay close, be more involved. He works all the time too, and he needs some space just to think about nothing, which a lot of guys do, organize his thoughts, or just relax. So give your guys some space. That's not a bad thing. And it's not a bad thing if they desire that, and don't be offended if they do, because I know a lot of the time I need my space. It's healthy. It's not a bad thing. Don't stop giving. There's always points in a marriage where you feel like you're giving more or this person is giving less. Never compare what one person is giving versus the other. Focus on yourself. So
what?
You don't have nothing to say right there?
No, what you got to say?
Why you don't have nothing to say right there?
What you got to say?
I just feel like, that's a good point right there. Because, a lot of times, men sometimes can feel that way. Right?
That we give a lot or we don't give enough. What do you mean?
That you give a lot.
Yeah, you can feel like that. I'll probably say a lot in the beginning. When you don't have certain things established in the beginning and it's still new, like you may feel like, oh, well, I work all day. And the woman may feel like, well, I clean up. I make sure you have this. I make sure your clothes. I make sure the house is clean. I take care of the kids. I deliver them, take them to sporting events. I do this.
So do you believe it's like a 50-50?
I don't believe it's a 50-50. I don't think you can always quantify it, because at times you may be giving 60 and I'm giving 40. At times I may be giving 60 and you giving 40. I feel like it's you can never really quantify it all the time because there's no possible way to do that.
So it's 10 things every wife should know about marriage. Not just for her husband.
That's a fact.
on yourself. So as a wife, I give 110%. I literally give my all to Kieran, to the kids, in the making of the house, because we as wives, most of us are homemakers. And if I start assigning Kieran chores or telling him all this stuff he needs to do to take it off of my plate, when really I'm just saying those things because I'm going like, you're not pulling your weight or something like that, that's wrong. My heart is in the wrong place. Now, I don't think it's good for husbands to be late.
Whoa, you got something to say?
Nah, it was something in my eye.
I'm finna say, like, it's trash, but...
something in my eye. That was all.
Trash is trash.
It's hard. It's just something in my eye.
Now, I don't think it's good for husbands to be lazy. I think they need to realize there's a need here, let me help, but give them the ability to see the need and to help, instead of you always kind of comparing, you're doing less than me, I always give more, what's the matter with you? That's another form of belittling, and that's not respect.
Shoot. Man, my boys will load up and we'll get gone. She go to going through the house and going crazy, bro. We'll load up and ride out. All of us, me, the boys, and the dog. So we'll roll up, right? She running hot. The boys will start sending signals. They'll run down here to me and be like, yo, she's in one of those. Like, all right, y'all, we need to roll out. Get your stuff.
respecting your husband. And also remember, husbands are learning just like us. But I encourage you, instead of looking at your partner and going, they only give 50%, they give 20%, they flip and give 5%. Look at yourself and give everything you can.
And another reason I think you can't quantify that, like when I used to work at the fire department, like we could go a day, several days without a call. But if I did go to a call, I could be so spent off of that one call. You know what I'm saying? You can't really quantify, because on those days that I didn't run calls, I could come home just as enough energy or something like that. But if I did run a call and we were out all night or all day through the night, and I come home and I'm spent, you got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, balance that, meet each other's needs. So
yeah, it's always tilting from one extreme to the next extreme, really.
Facts.
Absolutely. So utterly important. And I've seen that firsthand. Never stop learning about your husband, figuring him out. Never think that you've totally got your husband figured out and that's it and you're set for the rest of your life. I still have my parents coming over and be like, you would never guess what your mom did. Or like my mom, and I can even see her, your dad, and they're literally still learning about each other after being married for 30 plus years. Make your husband an ongoing research assignment. That way you can really cater to him, to his needs. And it's also just really fun. There's so many things that I've learned about Kieran and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, how could I not know that, whether it's something really basic or something I should have figured out by now. You never know what you're going to find out, and that is just so fun in a marriage. I encourage you as a wife to be interesting. I know that's kind of really weird, but when Kieran looks at me, Kieran doesn't look at me as just like, she's Sarah. Kieran looks at me as someone who's actually very interesting. He wants to spend time with me, and he wants to ask me questions, and he's kind of always taken me on as a research assignment. Who is this woman that I've married? I like being interesting to Kieran because it makes our relationship just really fun.
I still don't know, bro. Like, ongoing research assignment. She said a lot right there. That's a t-shirt. Ongoing research assignment with an arrow pointing up to you. Whew.
Whatever.
Being interested.
I've been working on this project for a long time.
Can cover a number of things. Keep changing things up. Be interesting. When your husband comes home, make your home an interesting place, an exciting place to come home to. I can't say I'm the most interesting person in the world, but Kieran thinks I'm interesting. And sometimes I have to work on it. Sometimes I do feel like I get into like this weird rut. So I wouldn't say this is very pivotal or something that's extremely important, but being interesting to your husband makes a marriage just really exciting and fun. Something else, when Kieran asks, do you need help with this? Can I help you with this? 90% of the time I say, yes, please, even if I don't need it. Something beautiful about a marriage is another person willing to help another person. Another person sacrifice.
What was that?
Tell me no.
What was that?
Tell me no. Just tell me no.
Why?
Just tell me no.
No, I'm gonna take her advice.
Just tell me no, bro. No. Just tell me no.
Why?
Just tell me no.
Listen for another person. So even when I don't need Kieran's help, I will still say, yes, if you can help me, sweet. Because 9 times out of 10, it will make my life easier. And I never want to get to that point where I've said no to him wanting to help me so many times that he no longer asks. Now, Kieran is not an acts of service type of guy in a big way. I think he does in a little bit of a way. He likes doing certain things for me. That is helpful, but I wouldn't say he's huge into that type of a love language, but he still feels somewhat defeated or little when I have a million things going on and he says, Sarah, let me help you. I want to show you that I love you. Let me help you. And I go, no. A lot of the time, I actually do need Kieran's help. And if I say no, I'm also much too confident in myself and what I can do. Accept your husband's help. And you know what? If you have a husband that doesn't really help you, and I've been there, I've totally been there, encourage them. You know what? I'm really struggling with this, and I know you're really smart at this. Can you just go ahead and get into this? And a lot of the time, the husband will want to do that for you. And when they do it, show a
Don't ask me, bro. Like, cause man, your projects be extravagant, fam. Like, we got paint all over the house right now.
What you mean? That paint done.
And then you'll shift to like the next project. I'm telling y'all, man.
The floors.
See? See? No. Like, see, that's why the boys be scattering. That's why they be scattering. They be hiding down here in the room.
That's why you don't
the
act.
dogs go like this. The dogs go like this. They put their hand, and when they hear you coming, they put their hands over their head and they tuck their head in. Like, you scary.
Appreciation out the wazoo. Praise your husband when he helps you and show him affection too. And that'll give him more of a drive to help you more in the future. The last thing I want to talk about is comparing your husband. This is huge. Tons of guys and girls, but a lot of husbands already kind of deal with that self-confidence. As their wife, they need you to never show dismay towards them, to compare them to, well, this girl's husband did this, or I wish you.
Nah, don't compare me to nobody. I'm different. I'm different. You different. We different.
Wait, I don't even like the way you said that.
We different. We different. I don't compare you. You don't. We different. This is a different one.
This is different.
This is definitely different. It's definitely different. This ain't normal.
Wow. I don't know if that's a good
Or
thing.
outfits like that instead of like the usual clothes you wear. Why do you have to act like that? Like my dad never acted like that with my mom. Like don't say those things. Your husband doesn't need you to compare him to anybody, anything, any fictional character. Your husband desires your praise. And you know what? A lot of husbands, I'm sure, you have to dig really deep to find something to really praise your husband about. I encourage you to dig so deep and find something. Your husband doesn't.
You gotta dig deep.
I was just saying, why I gotta dig?
I was about to say you gotta dig deep to find something to praise me about.
I was
No.
trying to figure out that. Why?
Why you gotta dig deep?
Does it have to be because it's different?
I don't know.
Does it has to be unique?
I don't have to dig deep to praise you for nothing. Earl, you do so much. Nah, I ain't gotta dig deep. No. I don't agree with that one.
Your husband doesn't want you to compare him to other people. Your husband wants your affirmation and your full confidence and desire to be just for him, because as soon as you start comparing him to all these other things, he's going, why are you looking at all these other things? Why are you putting so much attention to these other things? You're forgetting about me. Guys are softies too. Guys aren't these like crazy rough and tough people. They need affection and they need to be treated a certain way too. When you start comparing your husband to other things or people, again, they feel defeated and they feel really belittled. And that's another huge part of the whole respecting your husband. You are sure to have such a happier husband in marriage if instead of focusing on all the things you want him to change and comparing him, turning that around and affirming him and praising him and showing affection towards who he is instead of who he isn't. Thank you all for watching today.
All in all, what you think?
That was good.
It was pretty good. She did. She made some really good points. You can tell she's really into her marriage. She's really dedicated, and I support that, man. One thing about us, we definitely like to be around other couples, and we like to, as you would say, pour into other couples.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You say that all the time. You know, you want to be around people because it is becoming a thing where marriages aren't lasting. So anything that we can do to, you know what I mean, give only if you ask. Like, I don't like digging into people's business, but we like to mind our own. So only if you ask us for our perspective, and then I always am still kind of hesitant at that because I don't really want nobody basing their. We're different. Like, we figured out what works for us.
Yes, and everybody's different and unique, and it's not a one size fits all, and it's not for everybody's outside opinion to fix, like, okay, we got this problem fixed. And it's not something that's going to be fixed quick or you're just going to come together quick. You know, you're forever learning that person and growing with that person, and it's forever changing too. So, I don't know. I think I loved all her tips. The only thing I would say about her tips is that she put it like it's all about
him,
the husband.
Like she was being really submissive, like.
Yes, but it's about her too. It's about the woman. It works both ways. Her tips work both ways, actually. It's for both of them, in my opinion. And I would say to get an interest in what that other person loves.
Right. Like, you didn't like nothing about football and you started watching football to where now we go back and forth about a football game. So it's like that type of stuff, like, you know what I mean, goes a long way. But y'all get at us in the comment section, man. Let us know what y'all thought of this video.
Yeah, and you don't like me all up in your space, you say.
Why you in my space?
I'm in your space.
Get out my space.
He doesn't like it.
Till the next one, we out, y'all. Peace.